Welcome to TPH Asia. Throughout the next couple of weeks, we are here in the Middle East and we are exploring what these parks have to offer. Some of these rides are record-breaking attractions. Some of these rides are just some of the most unique creations you've ever seen. And some of these rides are attractions you didn't even know about. And we're exploring it all. So let's get right into it and kick off TPH Asia. I'm in Dubai. This is crazy. There's nothing weirder than when you look at your location on your phone and you look at where your friends are at and everything, and they're literally across the globe. But we are here in the Middle East and we are experiencing literally everything when it comes to theme parks. I don't know when I'm going to come back, so I had to make sure I packed everything into one massive trip. So for day one, I wanted to see the entire city. I wanted to explore everything. So I figured, let's hit up all the plus ones. There are so many random little coasters tucked around the city. It's honestly insane how many there are. So I kicked off day one by visiting 3 different destinations in one day. We started off at a place called the Dubai Hills Mall. This mall's super cool. It's super modern. I know it definitely had to open recently because everything in there looked like it was brand new. There are also so many shops that just aren't in America anymore. Like there was a massive Toys R Us, there was a Borders bookstore, and I'm like, all these places went out of business 10 years ago. It was so weird seeing all of those storefronts again. They had a Disney store in a mall. Like, I don't know how they still have all of these, and America just lost them all, but it was really cool to see. But tucked in the back, they have a roller coaster. A roller coaster in a mall. And not like a small like kiddie credit or anything. No, a massive full-blown Intamin launch coaster. So we head over there and we now see the Storm coaster. This is an Intamin vertical launch coaster. It's the only one of its kind right now, if I'm correct. And this thing was insane. When you enter, you go into a pre-show. There's a pre-show for a coaster in a mall. And this pre-show is really well done. You stand on this floor and basically they're telling you how you're about to be a part of this experiment, and then a tornado starts heading your way and the tornado actually impacts the zone you're in. So now you're in the tornado and then you enter the eye of the storm and then you're back into the tornado and the floor that you're standing on is moving all around. It was really cool and well done. And then that's going to dump you out into the Storm coaster. This coaster is so different. It's your average Intamin launch coaster. You sit down, it's the new gen trains, you pull down your lap bar, and when you dispatch, it's probably the weirdest coaster layout I think I've ever experienced. You turn down into the vertical launch, and at this point the ride just doesn't slow down. The second you're dispatching, you go down a drop and you are launching up. So the second you're out, you are moving. And this thing doesn't slow down to go over the top. It immediately flings you over, you get a crazy pop of airtime, and next thing you realize you're in the top of this massive mall. The coaster then just circles itself like 4 times, and it's the weirdest thing to look at and the weirdest thing to experience. There's outer banks and wave turns that give some great airtime, and there's some of the most unique inversions out here. There was like an outer banked dive loop that was so bizarre, and then like halfway through the ride you slow down and you basically go down a vertical drop, so you're like a dive coaster moment in the middle of the ride, and then the coaster just does a bunch of crazy turns. It definitely meanders around a lot, but it's still such a weird layout and you keep a decent pace, so you're constantly looking over yourself wondering what's happening, where am I? And then at the end it has this dive loop that had probably some of the craziest hang time I think I've experienced. I literally thought we were going to valley. Like the hang time was that crazy. The coaster itself is just very bizarre, but it's great. It's a very unique ride, and it's something you can literally only find here. Like the fact they literally built the polar coaster, essentially. They built this weird layout inside of a mall, and sure, it's only like 100 feet tall, but it's crazy to see a modern day version of this concept. And then I saw there was another coaster that was at this place called Play DXB. Funny enough, Storm is in Play DXB, so I figured the other coaster's here. Nope, it's actually in a separate mall, so don't make the same mistake I did. So then I headed over to the Dubai Mall. So there's the Dubai Hills Mall and then the Dubai Mall. Now this mall is also crazy because it's in literally the heart of Dubai. You walk across this massive bridge from the parking garage to the mall over the main freeway in Dubai, and you're literally next to Burj Khalifa. It is a sight to see. This mall's crazy. There are so many stores. It was multi-level. It was wild to see. And similar thing, tucked in the back, there's this area called Play DXB. It has one of the weirdest entrances I've ever seen. It's basically a modern high-tech FEC. So you walk in, there's a lot of rides, a lot of play areas, a lot of arcade games, and you go up this massive escalator, and when you look to your right, you will find a Gerstlauer spinning coaster, the Dubai Drone. So we bought our one ride pass, we go up, and we get in line, and yeah, this ride had a great package, honestly. Q had some cool theming, and then you get on the train, you go up an LED light tunnel that was really cool. And then the ride starts like your average Gerstlauer spinner coaster. It's the same layout, but then when you go into the whole attraction's indoor, but when you go into the indoor portion, that's when the ride becomes crazy. It was spinning non-stop. That thing would not stop spinning. It was very intense in a very different layout. There was a second lift also in the ride. It was just shocking how good and how enjoyable this coaster was. I really went in with just average expectations of, okay, it's just going to be your everyday Gerstlauer spinner, but it ended up being incredible. So 2 coasters down, both mall credits done, and there's this one place that I really wanted to check out because I was so fascinated by it, and it's this place called Global Village. I saw on RCDB there were 2 credits, so I figured let's go in, just do the 2 credits and leave, do whatever. I didn't realize that this place was unlike anything I've ever seen before. Basically, Global Village is this massive marketplace that has different items from countries around the entire world. They also have a carnival area where all the rides are at. They also have a ton of food stands, and it's just one of the craziest places out there. Basically, imagine combining Epcot with the feel of Icon Park with the sets of EDC. Literally, there are these massive fronts to every country. Countries like India and Iran and America and all these insane places. Way more countries too than you would find at something like Epcot. But when you walk in, it's these crazy marketplaces with super authentic items from that country. Whether it be food or clothes, other little knickknacks, it was wild to see how much was there. It really made you feel like you were immersed in that country. So it was awesome walking around there. I finally got to try Turkish ice cream, where they like steal the ice cream from you and all this stuff. It was really cool. Ice cream is like gummy. It's like a weird gummy texture if you're ever wondering. But then we obviously were there to ride roller coasters. We were distracted by all these amazing things, but yeah, we have to ride the roller coasters, and they just have 2 little credits. They have an SPF Visa spinner called Mumbai Express. It was a fun little ride. It was my first triple looper of these. It's an SPF. It's fun, but I also actually have never spun on an SPF Visa as much as this one, so that was a surprise. But then there is the London Loop, and this is a Vekoma Family Boomerang. It was so weird seeing a permanent ride like this in what looks like just a fun fair, but it was actually really good. It's your average Vekoma Family Boomerang layout, but it was themed after London, and you were in like the London subways and the London tunnels, and it was very well done. Super fun ride, very enjoyable, great for all ages. I love these things. They're just such great attractions. But that will conclude day 1, and already just being here in Dubai, everything has been so different and so unique. It definitely is a bit of a culture shock if you live over in America or even anywhere in Europe, but everything here is so modern. Everything here is so high tech. It truly is unlike anything I've ever experienced before in my life. But it's okay because tomorrow we are hitting up our very first park. So let's see what Dubai has to offer. We've already kicked it off with a bang, and I cannot wait to see what the city has to deliver.